What's going on, guys? We're back at it from the Apex Arena. Magny versus Prates. 8 out of 11 fights were finishes. Give me your thoughts on that main event, man. It looked like a little bit of a phantom punch.
Man, if winning a title is like passing your finals exam, then Neil Magny is the midterm. Because you got to get through that dude to make sure you qualify, make sure you're capable of getting the title, man. Neil Magny did his thing, but Carlos Prates, man, came out, had the game plan. He knew Magny was gonna come in for that wrestling, stuffed all them takedowns, did a solid job standing up, not letting Neil Magny dictate this fight. Carlos Prates, man, put his lights out. Beautiful performance, man. Crowd favorite, fan favorite. I see big things in this kid's future, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the fighting nerds. They're back at it and they're taking over, man. And we've been calling it out. But hey, man, let's get into it. Starting with the first fight of the night. We have Melissa Mullins taking on Klaudia Sygula. In this matchup, I went with the underdog making her UFC debut. I don't know why I did that. But hey, man, it was a mistake. E, you got this one on the money. You picked Melissa Mullins. Give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah, man, you got to go with the chick that has UFC experience. Melissa Mullins did her thing out there. I'm surprised she got a KO because I predicted a unanimous decision victory, but she got the job done, man. Started the night off hot, beautiful performance. She was the favorite too, so no surprise there. But the knockout, shout out to Melissa Mullins. That was beautiful.
Yeah, man, the grappling, the control, the forward pressure. Melissa Mullins looked like an absolute dog. Shout outs to her. 7-1 in her career. But moving on to the next matchup in the middleweight division. We have Tresean Gore taking on Antonio Trocoli, and Tresean Gore looked like he was about to snap that boy's neck off his body. Crazy guillotine choke. It was like a modified guillotine choke standing up. Tresean Gore looked good. I feel like this is the second time he's gotten that submission in the UFC, so I think he might have like a little bit of a Von Flue choke like OSP. He has like his own submission. Tresean Gore, that little standing up modified gilly where he snatches their necks into a weird angle. I think it's absolutely money, man. It was an impressive performance for Tresean Gore.
Yeah, I don't know why Mike Bisping was hating on Tresean Gore in the commentary booth, but Tresean Gore did his thing, man. Got the submission one. At this point, and Antonio Trocoli, I feel like he's in the UFC because he's dating whatever her name is. I can't think of it right now.
Got to get him up out of here, man. He got beat up by Shara Bullet too, and he was one
Yeah.
of the few guys that Shara Bullet stopped, man. Trocoli, you're fired, Donald Trump style.
You're
Moving
fired.
on.
But the
Moving
submission, man,
on.
I'm pretty sure I called this by method as well. Great job by Tresean Gore, man. Did his thing. Submission victory. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. My bad about that cutoff. Moving on to the bantamweight division. Cody Stamann taking on Damon Blackshear. A lot of people forgot, man. Damon Blackshear almost got Mario Bautista up out of there, bro. Almost got his bum ass up out of there. Damon Blackshear is a stud. He got the finish over Cody Stamann. Stamann looked super flat, and Blackshear looked like he was rising up, man. Give me your thoughts on this fight.
Yeah, Damon Blackshear is the truth, man. Like I said, man, his UFC debut was against Yusuf Zalal, and they went to a draw. Both these guys are top of the top in the bantamweight division, man. Keep an eye out for these guys, future top 10 contenders. Damon Blackshear, I'm very excited to see. Submission, victory, rear naked choke, man. That was a beautiful, beautiful performance. Cody Stamann is no pushover. Dude comes to bang. That's why the odds were so close. But my man took it over, man. The takedowns, well, didn't have any takedowns, but his control. Control was money. Once he got that submission, the man locked it up. Got the tap. Beautiful, man. Beautiful performance. Very
Yeah, man.
excited.
Shout outs to Damon Blackshear. He's definitely going to be a top 15 fighter in the 135-pound division. Very exciting fighter. He finishes most of his fights. But hey, man, moving on to the welterweight division. We have Matthew Semelsberger taking on Charles Radtke, man. Charles Radtke said, "Hey, man, I don't get paid by the hour, son. I'm coming, I'm showing up and I'm finishing this fight." Knocked out Matthew Semelsberger. Absolutely electric knockout. Semelsberger only landed 2 strikes up until the point where he got knocked out. That's how quick he knocked him out. Give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah, man. Radtke came into the UFC hot, on fire. The only person he really lost to was Carlos Prates. So I knew he was gonna come and get this one done. Dude is a high level fighter. Did his thing, got the knockout. Quick, man. Quick fight. I love these quick fights, man. I love these quick fights. They come, put on a beautiful, beautiful performance. Did his thing, man. Got the job done. I called this one right, but this one was a pretty even fight overall. The odds, I mean, Charles Radtke was the favorite. Matthew Semelsberger, man, he was a live underdog. I thought he could have won this fight too, but Charles Radtke did his thing, man. Beautiful performance.
Yeah, man. Moving on to the next fight of the night, we have Zaleski dos Santos taking on Zach Scroggin on 1 day notice, man. He was supposed to take on Dalby. Dalby pulled out. In comes the new guy, Scroggin. And Zaleski knocked him out in a minute and 15 seconds, man. He styled on that kid, man. Give me your thoughts on it.
Tough matchup for this poor kid, man. He just started fighting. Professional debut was in 2021. He was undefeated up until this point, and they put him up against Zaleski dos Santos, aka Capoeira. Beautiful performance, man. That was a fun fight, but I felt bad for this kid, man.
And then he
Short
knocks
notice.
him out and starts dancing, doing flips and shit, man.
That, that capoeira, man, capoeira, beautiful, man. That was nice to see, man. Zaleski dos Santos is a crowd favorite. If you're a hardcore, you know this dude does not come to play, man. Dude is a high level mixed martial artist. Knockout victory, man. That was
For
impressive.
sure, man. He's seasoned in the UFC. He's been there forever. He has a spinning wheel kick knockout over the former champion Sean Strickland. Zaleski dos Santos, as an unranked fighter, he's about as good as it gets, man.
Yeah, it's just that he's 37 years old, man. It's just that he's 37 years old, so I feel like the UFC is not really giving him those opportunities that he really deserves.
Yeah.
But that being said, man, dude is just a problem for anyone in that division. I feel like they throw him against people they want out of there.
Yeah, he's just there to fight fun fights, man. I think he's just there to collect paychecks. He fights frequently. He doesn't really ever fight ranked fighters. And hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Someone's got to do it, man.
And when he does fight the unranks, bro, he's fighting the Renat Fakhrudinovs, the the Abubakar Nurmagomedovs, the Randy Browns. You know what I'm saying? Like these killers, bro, straight
Yeah,
killers
man,
that
the
nobody wants
UFC
to
gives
fight.
him the guys nobody wants to fight because apparently Zaleski is about that life. Moving on to the prelim main event, we have the Poland's finest, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, taking on Denise Gomes. Karolina, back in her heyday, man, she was an elite fighter, but hey, man, nowadays she can't seem to get in that win column. Denise Gomez looked phenomenal. She's very young and absolutely schooled. Carolina, she landed more volume. She had more control time. Neither fighter was able to secure takedowns. It was close in the grappling department, but Denise Gomez just edged her out in the control time and the striking. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, yeah. Denise Gomez, man, reminded me of a young Jessica Andrade. I said the same thing during
Powerhouse.
I said the same thing during the fight, and then I see her and I see Andrade in her corner celebrating with her after the fight. So I'm like, oh, there she is. That's why I see the influence. The influence is very strong. Jessica Andrade is a powerhouse, a meatball. So Denise Gomez is coming in properly trained, and Carolina, man, she's a UFC vet. So this is a good victory on her part. The young fighter got this one done. There's a 15-year difference. You know that cardinal rule, man. You got to take the younger fighter always or
Yes,
most of the
sir.
time. But Denise Gomez was very impressive. She had the power advantage. She was doing her thing with the grappling as well. I'm very excited for her to see what's next for her in her future.
Yeah, man. I just want to say sometimes that cardinal rule does backfire because in the first fight of the night, I went with Sygula young ass over Mullins old ass, and look what happened to me, man. I guess it does. The cardinal rules don't apply unless you're unranked and nobody's.
Also
Then
experience. Also experience is a big
yeah.
factor. So you got to look at that as well.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But
Like
moving
look
on
what
to the
happened.
main card, we have another knockout. Mansour Abdul Malik. Everybody saw this coming. 90% of dudes on Tapology picked him to win by knockout. And he wins by knockout. Dusko coming off a near 2 year layoff and gets absolutely starched, man. He put that boy back into his layoff, man. Give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah, Dusko did not look good at all, man. He was getting pieced up. He was getting messed up. At one point, Mansour did look like he slowed down when he had that crazy output in the beginning, just throwing that ground and pound on him, and then just looked like he kind of slowed down a little bit. So I was interested to see how he would pan out as the fight dragged on, but still finished the fight in the first round. You know, can't really be tested. I do feel like at some point Mansour might get fraud checked, but Dusko was not the guy to do it. Comes out, gets the early knockout. Powerhouse, man. Powerhouse in that division. And dude's a stud, man. Very excited
Yeah,
to see.
man. Yeah, man. I didn't like how he was starting to fade after like two
It
minutes,
was
man.
quick.
I
It was like the
really
fade
didn't
was
like that.
quick. Fade was quick. But
Yeah.
he's not ready for that. He's not ready for that step up yet. Just yet.
He just got, I mean, when you fight somebody he can't knock out in 3 minutes, bro, I think it's going to be a problem. But hey, man, shout outs to the young undefeated fighter. He looked like an absolute beast. Need to work on your cardio, though, Sonny. Moving on to the next matchup, we have Brazil's Luana Pinheiro taking on Canada's Gillian Robertson. Gillian Robertson's done a complete 180 in her career. She's on an absolute tear. She's winning fights. She's taking names. She's getting submissions. She's looking good, man. absolutely dominated Luana Pinheiro in the grappling department, 5 for 7. She shot 17 takedowns, secured 5 of them, nearly 8 minutes of control time in a 15-minute fight. Landed lots of ground and pound. She was going for submissions, and she landed that elbow on Luana's. Landed the elbow on Luana's like butt crack, man. It was crazy. And Luana was like, "Why?" It was hilarious. But
Yeah, the
give me
ref
your
told
thoughts
her.
on
The
it.
ref was like, "Yo, listen, nothing on the spine, nothing on the spine, man."
Yeah, he tried to keep it PG, but that was not the spine. And
Yo, these.
Luana's reaction was the funniest. As soon as she hit her there, Luana was just like, "Why?"
Yeah, honestly, watching this fight, I thought Luana Pinheiro did an amazing job. I honestly, if it wasn't for all the takedowns that Gillian Robertson was just spamming,
It
she
edged it
could have
out.
she could have really won that fight because on the feet she was piecing her up. She was landing the harder hits. She was looking way more like in shape. She was much faster, much quicker on the feet. Beautiful performance, but Jalen Robertson just wet blanketed her. She kept spamming that takedown. She kept pushing her up against the fence. She did have a clear size advantage. Luana Pinheiro was a little bit smaller, but that being said, you can see why they're both ranked fighters. Jalen Robertson, she got Dean Thomas on her side. You know the UFC loves that dude, so I feel like there might be a little bit of bias there. Maybe just I don't know. Maybe I'm just sprinkling this BS on top. That being
Speak.
said, I did predict her to win this fight, and she did get this unanimous decision victory. I might have. Honestly, I thought she would have been able to get the submission, but unanimous decision. I'll take it. Luana Pinheiro, she should keep her head up. That was a great performance. She didn't lose anything in that fight
Yeah,
except
man.
the win bonus.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Dean Thomas, aka Kamaru Usman. You ever seen this Kamaru Usman impression, man? Dean Thomas is an absolute riot. Funny guy. He said, I got this jacket. I skinned a hyena for this jacket. Dean Thomas is absolutely hilarious, man. But moving on
He's
to
low
the
key a little
next.
sus. He's low key a little sus with all the stuff that he be wearing nowadays. But
I mean,
anyways,
he be hanging out with Uncle Dana, man. You know, if you got billionaire friends, you know what they say about you. Moving on to the next matchup, we have Gaston Bolaños absolutely styling on Cortavious Romeus. Cortavious Romeus was a big favorite coming into this matchup. We both picked him. Gaston Bolaños, man, you know what we like to say when a dude's feeling loose on the feet, man. He's looking like Izzy Adesanya, man. He was landing lots of crisp strikes on the feet, lots of body kicks, lots of heavy jabs. Give me your thoughts on this. Bolaños looked very damn good. Looked damn good.
I don't know if it was me, but this dude, Gaston Bolaños, was looking like the Peruvian Ilia Abturo, Top Toro.
He definitely did look a little bit like
He looked
Toro.
exactly like him, especially with the red shorts on. Dude had the same haircut, same beard, and everything. And he actually low key fought like him, man. Dude came out, dominated Cortavious. I thought Cody was gonna do his thing. He did start off the first round a little sus. He got hit. I think once he got hit in that first round, he started shaking. His confidence started wavering, and that's when Gaston turned it up, did his thing, and that third round was very close. But Gaston got that. He also got a what is that? 12-6 elbow. 12 to
Yeah.
6, right? Yeah, he also got a clean one, two of them.
On the
And
bottom, from
on
the
the
bottom,
bottom, it
Cortavious
wasn't even
immediately had to sprawl
expected. It
up.
wasn't even expected. I was like, oh shit, this is a game changer for all these grapplers out here now. They gotta watch out, man. They can't just put their head anywhere now. But great performance by Gaston Bolaños. How old is this dude, man? I thought 32. I he could get it done. He could make a run for the title, but let's see, man. This was a good performance.
Yeah,
Cody is no pushover. I was excited to see what was next for him, but that being said, did his thing, man.
yeah,
Bolaños.
yeah, man. The scouting report on Bolaños coming into this matchup is he's an absolute killer on the feet, but he can get submitted, and we saw it in this fight too. Cortavious Romeus, man, he had a lot of exchanges where he was going for submissions. He just wasn't able to snatch it up and finish the submission. But
Yeah,
Gaston Bolaños showed the same holes he's always had in his career, which is if you go for submissions, it can work. Today he was able to escape them, land heavy damage, and it evened up the playing field. So then he could strike most of the fight. But
hey man, Cody was that was his UFC debut, so can't really expect too much. But I think he's gonna grow from it. I think he's gonna learn from it. I think he's gonna come back more improved. I think he's gonna improve his gas tank. So I'm excited to see what's next for this young fighter. But Bolaños, man, did his thing.
yeah, man, Cortavious Romeus, I'm definitely excited to see what he's got going on. I was very impressed with some of his scrambling abilities, some of the submissions he was going for. He was going for subs fast, man. He was snatching them up fast, man. He just couldn't complete the submissions. The only issue is, man, that striking defense was horrid. Felt like Bolaños could not miss strikes. He was 80 for 104 on strikes. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
80%,
Yeah,
almost.
man. Moving on to the co-main event. Yo, this is one of my favorite fights of the night, man. I thought I was very nervous in the beginning, man. Gerald Meerschaert, GM3 taking on RDR, Reiner de Ritter. He looked like he was about to get fraud checked. It looked like he was gonna get knocked out by GM3. GM3 was landing straight shots like his face had magnets on him, man. The straight left was landing all day. And on the grappling, we saw lots of high level scrambles. GM3 is an elite black belt, and RDR is also an elite grappler. Crazy high paced fight. Both guys were striking, crazy striking back and forth, crazy scrambles back and forth. But RDR just would not be denied, man. He looked like he was losing the first round, managed to win a boring second round. In the third round, he gets that submission by arm triangle, and it was fast, man. Once he had that submission, within 5 seconds, GM3 was basically out of there, man. Give me your thoughts on this.
Yeah, man. Rainier Targaryen, bro. Dude got the white hair. Looked like he was a character from Game of Thrones.
The Kingslayer.
His stand up looked a little slow to me. I don't know if you peeped that. It was a little slow on the feet, but man, his grappling for the middleweight division is elite. The only other person I can think of is Hamzat Chimaev, and like you said, maybe a Marvin Vittori, like you
Yeah.
said. But that being said, man, he has a clear advantage on a lot of these fighters in the middleweight division. That grappling is going to be elite. That triangle choke was beautiful, and then to top it off, to put the cherry on top, he knocked him down that first round. Could have finished that fight in that first round easy. But GM3 is a vet, man. Dude came out, Rainier came out, was cautious, didn't want to spam the takedowns, kept it standing. And in the beginning, Gerald Meerschaert was winning the fight. I thought he was winning the fight up until he got knocked down. So I think that really kind of stopped his momentum right there. And like you said, man, that submission was beautiful, man. Beautiful performance by Rainier. Double champ from one coming over.
That knockdown was crazy, man. Mearshart looked like he almost died for a second.
He thought he saw Hamza. I don't want to
Straight up
laugh.
though.
I don't want to
But yo,
laugh.
man, what GM3 man, very Leon Edwards S man. He just got up from the dead and round two is like that never even happened, man. He was fighting a new fight. Shout outs to GM3. You're a tough dude, man. You can still fight guys and you're still a UFC. You're a good fighter, man. You're just not a championship level fighter. RDR, on the other hand, we'll see what's gonna happen in his career. I do think he can pick up some victories in the middleweight division. He has a grappling edge on pretty much everyone he fights.
I was gonna say, man, I thought Gerald Meerschaert was gonna be undefeated with that state trooper haircut and mustache.
You know that's the first thing I said. When Meerschaert comes with the pedo mustache and the short hair, man, he's damn near undefeated, man. Looking like a state trooper out there.
Yeah, it was looking good. It was looking good up until that knockdown, man. That knockdown really shut his lights. Well, shut his confidence down crazy because he got up from that. He got up from
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah, man. But a submission victory over GM3, man, that's Gerald's bread and butter, man.
and
That's the best.
it looked like he put that in so easily too. Once he got his hand behind his elbow, that shoulder area, it was
It looked like a
over.
Dagestani level squeeze, man. He squeezed the life out that boy in like 5, 6 seconds. It was crazy.
And you know, one championship is not known for the MMA like that. So
Yeah,
let's get
straight
it,
up.
man. Rainier Targaryen.
They're more striking based, more BJJ based. They're more like like individual martial arts based. They're not really into that mixing the martial arts. They do have some good mixed martial arts fighters, but overall the quality isn't too crazy. It's more so quantity over quality. Whereas in the UFC, it's all about that quality, baby. But hey, man, RDR, I'm excited to see what you do. He's excited himself. He said, "Hey, man, I want to fight in MSG next week. Get him out there, Uncle Dana. Why not, man? It didn't seem like he took any damage in this fight. Let him pull a Hamzat and fight a week later, man. It'll be a crazy storyline. It'll be hyped up. But hey, man, that's enough for the co-man. We moving on to the main event of the evening. Neil Magny taking on Carlos Prates. Fighting Nerds gets it done. He looked absolutely phenomenal. A lot of my friends hit me up saying, "Hey, man, that punch didn't even land. It was a phantom punch. This shit is fixed. It's rigged." But hey, it glanced off the back of his head, threw off his equilibrium. Neil Magny fell to the floor like he died in RuneScape. Give me your thoughts on it.
Bro, the way he put him to sleep, I was like, he didn't even hit him. I was like, I didn't even see the hit. And then once I saw it in slow motion, you see that punch land the back of his head, right on the temple, completely put his lights out, discombobulated him. You couldn't, when you get hit over there, man, you can't even get up. You can't even stand up. Your legs just kind of give out. Your body just falls shut. And that's kind of what happened, man. Neil Magny, I love Carlos Prates. I'm very excited to see what's next for him. But I did not like the way he was treating Neil Magny. It was like, I felt like there was a little bit of a racial undertone there. I don't know why he didn't like him. He didn't say why he didn't like him. He just didn't want to dap him up. Neil Magny's a veteran, man. Neil Magny, the Haitian sensation. Everybody loves Neil Magny. So it's like, and he don't say nothing disrespectful. He don't say nothing out of pocket. So I was very surprised to see where that anger, where that hatred was coming from. He just didn't like him at all. I don't know what it was. That being said, put on a beautiful performance. My Carlos Prates showed that he had that takedown defense, man. I knew Neil Magny was going to come. He had
0
that game
for
plan
7,
ready.
dude. 0 for 7 on takedowns.
Dude was stuffing them joints. He was standing up, had great balance on one
He even
foot,
he
two
even
feet.
reversed him. He got the takedown on you.
He even reversed him early on, and I think that was probably the beginning of the end. Put his lights out, bro. Beautiful performance, and then the call out at the end. Oh my God, it got me so excited to see
Jack
what's next for him.
Madalena.
Yeah, Jack Della Maddalena. I want to see what's next for him. If not, and then who else did he call? He called Jeff
Jeff
Neal.
Neal. Hands of
Hands
steel,
of
man. That's
steel,
gonna be
baby.
crazy.
It's gonna be a banger. Oh my God, let's go.
Yeah, man. Either way the UFC goes is gonna be a banger. But I just want to talk more so about the fight itself for a second. Neil Magny, basically, he fought the fight he was supposed to fight against someone like Carlos Prates.
Game plan was solid. He knew
Yeah,
exactly
high
what he needed to do.
volume, fence grappling, shoot dirty boxing, shoot takedowns, try to go for control time. In 5 minutes, he had a minute and 30 of control time. The only difference was 0 for 7 on the takedowns. If he was able to secure just one of those, he might have been able to win that first round. Carlos Prates absolutely shut down Neil Magny. Neil Magny came out with the perfect game plan. Carlos Prates said, it's not enough. It's not going to work. He shut
Yeah,
it
do
down
better.
completely and absolutely put them hands on him. Very impressive for the fighting nerds, man. These guys, it seems like the people that fight them, they come in knowing that these dudes are killers. They come in with a good game plan, and it's not even close to enough. These dudes just dominate regardless. It's impressive. It's super impressive. Can't wait to
Yeah.
see what Prates got next. And if he fights JDM in Australia, I'm booking my flight. I don't care. I'm booking the flight, man. I want to see that fight in person. JDM versus Carlos Prates live. It's gonna be a stand-up war. It's gonna be like Dan Hooker versus Dustin Poirier, low key, man. It's gonna be a crazy fight.
Very low key. That's a great comparison. But everyone knows, man, Carlos Prates, high level stand up fighter, high level kickboxer, Muay Thai specialist. So everyone knows like Neil Magny was that measuring stick just to see where you're at. And when you look good against a Neil Magny who fraud checks a lot of contenders, just ask Mike
Just
Malott.
fraud check Mike Malott, like his last
Ex-
fight.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? He's a high test for these dudes. People don't seem to realize it. Yeah, I know he has a lot of fights, but he's the most winning fighter in the welterweight division of all time. Him and
Yes,
GSP.
sir. Yes, sir.
So that can't go unsaid. That was a beautiful performance, and he looked great, which is the most important part. If you struggle, then it's like, all right, you got a little bit of work to do. But he was stuffing them takedowns, and Neil Magny's solid grappler, man. He's a solid wrestler, does his thing out there. Fraud checks these young fighters a lot of the times, but Carlos Prates, the real deal. These fighting nerds, man, they do it all, man. And you know what's funny? They talk about hating bullies and stuff like that. Carlos Prates was a bully, man. He was a
He
bully.
bullied that man straight up. He got in his face on the stare downs, didn't touch his gloves, knocked his ass out, didn't even give my man a hug after he knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? He just
I don't know
absolutely
where that came from, man.
he
Carlos
it
Prates,
wasn't
I'm
it
a
was like he
fan.
was looking at Neil Magny, but he was just seeing through Neil Magny. He didn't give a F about Neil Magny at all.
And
It
then
is what
once,
it is, man. It's the fight game. We can't be too sensitive about it. Some guys
you know
is
what's
gonna be
scary?
respectful, and some guys is not gonna be respectful. It is what it is. That's the game they play.
And you know
Neil
what's
Magny
scary?
on the other side, man. He's gonna be back at it in 5 weeks, man. He gonna have another fight. He gonna fraud check some other prospect. He gonna keep going. He gonna keep on keeping on. Prates, on the other hand, man, I think he's definitely gonna be he's gonna be at least he's gonna get it to a title eliminator. At least.
Yeah, top five for sure in his future. That's how I feel. The scariest part for me was once he stuffed all those takedowns from Neil Magny and he knew that he couldn't do nothing with him.
He knocked him out right away.
He just came in like a shark, just side to side, just kind of sizing him up where he can get an opening, and then pop, pop,
No, it was
put his
very
lights
impressive.
out, man. That was
As soon as he felt like, okay, I could just strike with this guy without worrying about takedowns, he knocked him out. He knocked him
these
out.
fighting nerds, man. Let's go. I'm very
Yeah, man. Then
excited.
after the fight, you have the Fighting Nerds team and John Jones taking a picture. You got the GOAT showing love to
Khalil
the Fighting
Roundtree in there
Nerds.
too.
Yeah, man. Khalil Roundtree was out there wearing them glasses as well. It was just like a super impressive victory for the team in itself, not just the fighter. The Fighting Nerds, man, they're on fire. They're hot right now. I won't be surprised to see a lot of Alex Pereira was training with the Fighting Nerds recently as well. So on IG, he posted a picture with the Fighting Nerds glasses.
You got the
These
glasses on,
dudes
yeah.
are trying to change the game, man.
And they are changing the game, man. Jean Silva, Mauricio Rufy next week. Let's go.
Yeah,
In
man.
MSG.
And Carlos Prates, I know a lot of people didn't see Anderson Silva in his debut, but Carlos Prates, man, it feels like Anderson Silva all over again, man. The way he's doing these
Ooh.
dudes,
Ooh, hot take. I
Yeah,
like it
it
though.
feels like I'm not gonna lie. It feels like Anderson Silva, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just put that out there. That's full
Shades of a
guard
young
MMA.
Anderson Silva. I love it.
Yeah, man. That's full guard MMA, and we out of here,
And
man.
on that note, I went 10-1 on this card, man. If y'all fucking with these picks, y'all fucking with these predictions, man. Follow us, like, subscribe, comment. We're gonna engage, man. We're still young. We're trying to grow a community here about the sport that we love, and that's full
Yeah,
guard MMA. And
and
we
we
out.
out of here, man. Peace.